President. The second Multiworld client has hit the Randomizer chaos. Yeah, so apparently, I was looking up instructions on, like, how to install the Star Fox Randomizer, and apparently there's, like, an entire second, like, multi-world client that exists out there that's actually way better than Archipelago. Which, thankfully is... Because usually, you hear these, clients that are like, we're the client that is not afraid to, put certain kinds of games on our, like, official launcher. And your immediate concern is like, is this kick? Is this just the kick of Multiworlds? Where, oh, you got banned from the official Archipelago Discord for posting, like, bad content, let's just say? Come over here! We don't ban anybody for anything! No, thankfully this is being run by the folks who do ZSR, and I know damn well these folks are upstanding and good at what they do. So, good news. We've got a better client. One that has all the games I currently have planned for this baked right in. Wow, my video signals are normal. How weird. Okay, how do I want to do this? I guess it's like a 4x5 window, technically? Can I select it? It's gonna be a sub window, so I don't know. Options creator. Cool, I can. Everybody say hello to multiworld.gg. The better version. Look at all these games. No, seriously, look at all these games. Look at them all, they just keep going. Basically, like, any AP world, both the ones baked natively into Archipelago and the ones that are, like, external downloads are all baked natively into here. Including stuff like ROM hacks and Switch games. So that's nice. It's actually usable without, half the games you want to play being external downloads client. Which is great. Anyway, I did settle on the games that I want to do for Randomizer Chaos, and the main plan for today is I want to get these hopefully all generated. Well, I hope all generated, because all generated at the same time, but, like, rebuild the YAMLs for multiworld.gg, generate the seed, and then just make sure all of these are working. But maybe we'll kind of do a manual scroll down as we do it, and, if we come across any interesting games, maybe we'll, cook up a YAML for that quick, I was also told by a friend that apparently there's, like, an entire Discord dedicated to, like, in development or unofficial games. So stuff that will never be coming to official Archipelago, but might eventually come to Multiworld GG. Where we've got such wonderful games as... let's see, yes. Final Fantasy the 14th. FNAF. Not that I care. Sims 4... Not that I particularly care, but you never know. Let's see. Toontown, not that I'd play that, but you never know. FF5 Career Day. That's neat. Notably, Mario Odyssey, World of Warcraft, and a bunch of other stuff that is... Undertale Yellow. That's neat. Sunshine Eclipse. Never going to play that, but that's neat. EU5. Don't know how that one ended up there, but alright, go off. Dr. Robotnik's Ring Racers. Yet more Pokemon games. So yeah, a good variety of games. I would like to look at that 14 and WoW one especially. Odyssey maybe, but that's kind of a long one, honestly. That's kind of a long one, they say, while talking actively about downloading, like, the AP world for WoW, and maybe... probably not adding that to this, but if I do one with, like, friends ever again, maybe playing it for that. I mean, technically I could add it to this, I just have to stream it off my Windows PC, because old WoW clients are fucky, and for some reason I can't... For some weird reason, I can't install Wine on this computer. That seems like the most obvious thing to do, but, like, Wine reports as being installed, but I can't actually open anything through it. And can't uninstall it. It's weird. So, that's why I have to do shit like run Axel Chat through Steam so I can run it through Proton. It's weird. But yeah, yeah, games for Randomizer Chaos, as I am apparently calling it. Because I can't call it Multiworld Madness. Multiworld Madness implies permadeath, and there's no permadeath in this. Because, you know, I'm trying to actually beat this in a reasonable amount of time. So yeah, I want to do like a Hat in Time, KH2, Majora's Mask, Double Dash, Crystal, Sonic Adventure 2, because I looked into Heroes, but it's only like a quarter done, and that doesn't excite me. And Sonic DX requires a Steam client for Sonic DX, and I don't want to spend money on that, even though it's probably like $5. Actually, just for curiosity's sake, how much is it? Let's find out together. I have no pending gifts at this time. Wow, no way. Sonic Adventure. It's actually $7.99. So, more expensive than I thought. Also, my Steam recap is here. That's where that fucking thing was located. I bet you it says mostly Marvel Rivals and Final Fantasy XIV. Played 7 more games than last year. That's cool. 74 more achievements than last year. 62% of my games are played with keyboard and mouse. Peak was actually my second most played game this year, with 10% of playtime. Danganronpa was third with 7%. That's funny. I unlocked 210 achievements. The Steam median is 11. Played 33 games, average is 4. 46% of my games were released in the last 1 to 7 years, 21% this year, and 33% are ancient. What I mostly play, JRPGs, racing games, and creature collectors. Peak was my second most played game, by the way, and I only started playing it in July. Marvel Rivals was 4th. Most of my playtime for Rivals was in January, April, and November. All of my Stardew playtime was in January and February, I assume, because that's when I did it in an archipelago. Let's see. 83% of my playtime was on Linux, 17% on Windows. I participated in 1 playtest. Sonic Racing. God, that's right, P3R, man. I am so thankful I'm done with today in P3R. Like, fun project, but holy shit, those games are long. Like, doing that gave me an appreciation for, like, the work that went into, like, today in P5R. Which means, of course, I'll do it again when P4R comes out, and they get a FemC mod. Probably not P5R, even though it does have a FemC mod. Wow, it specifies the members of my Steam family. That's weird, actually. I didn't have a Steam replay for 2023. Funny. Anyway, yeah, so SADX, way too expensive. We're not doing that. And then Star Fox 64, because the Kirby one just seems... Well, we'll see. Take a look as we go through here. But yeah, let's go ahead and cook up some yams here. Alright, game options. Balanced, full accessibility, Deathlink on. Hold on. Close it when I'm done, it just makes it easier. End goal is the finale, because I don't have the DLCs. Don't shuffle the ziplines. I did zipline shuffle once. I'm never doing that again. That was awful. Well, maybe it's not that bad. No, no. That's something I could do. That's a setting I'd turn on with friends. I'm not turning it on for something where I have, like, dedicated, like, timing for it. Logic difficulty, normal. Can I make you bigger? Perfect. Shuffle storybook pages, that just shuffles each of the acts for, or it shuffles the storybook pages and time riffs. Contracts is the one that shuffles the acts for, subcon. Shuffle subcon paintings. Yeah, don't... Actually, the ziplines isn't so bad. I'm turning that on. It's the subcon paintings that fucking suck. As is, you know... Make sure to enable not doing the firewall skips. I don't know how to do those. Cheating the race logic. I think you can do that with a couple of different items, but the easiest way to do it is just by using time stop. I will drop the minimum price, keep the maximum where it is. Bench seller can have between 4 and 8 items. Okay, that's our general settings. Okay, shuffling acts. Yeah, shuffle the acts. Light causes time rifts to only be shuffled among time rifts. Blue time rifts and purple will be shuffled on their own. I think we just stick with light. We can do plandoing and blacklisting, but whatever. If enabled, chapter finales are only shuffled amongst each other. So that basically means you can get a different chapter's finale. I'm gonna stick with the vanilla. Starting chapter just determines which chapter is available at the start of the game. One is fine. Lowest possible cost of timepieces for a chapter to unlock. Highest possible is 25. Incrementing by 4 as you go along. I'm gonna actually... I'll drop that down to 4. I'm going to drop that down to 20, I mean, and then we'll reduce the cost as well. Actually, we'll keep it at 4, but we'll reduce it down to 2. So that would do, like, 5... Yeah, we'll do it like that. And then we'll also drop the final chapter cost down to only 25. And 30. Just a little less, a little reduction in the randomization there, just to make it a little quicker to get. So yeah, 35 timepieces are considered progressive, or are considered progression, so they're considered important. 20% of all yarn is considered progression. Hat order in randomized. Umbrella logic makes the default punch do no damage. We're not turning that on. We will start with the compass though. It will look for important items first. Keep the yarn. And make sure the DLCs are off. 6 is off, 7's off. Make sure Death Wish is off. Traps, I've been considering turning on some traps. Maybe like, yeah, this one's like a 5% chance of a trap. Baby trap sucks. Turn that down. Laser is cool though, and parade is cool, so turn those up. Random location options, yeah, that's just for plan doing stuff. Okay, export that. To... we'll put it in the... Nope, just put it in the players folder. That's actually the smart thing to do here. Multiworld GG, players... Chaos Hack Time. Alright, there's one done. What else do we got here? Ooh, Link Between Worlds! That's nice. I do a Link Between Worlds before I do a Link to the Past. Freely shuffle the 2 progressive copies of each Bravio item. Removes enemies from dungeons that are themselves progression. Shuffles the Mai-Mais into the pool. The initial cracked state. Crack shuffle. I guess, yeah. I would call them cracks. I'd have called them portals, not cracks, but, you know, alright. You can shuffle where they lead. You can shuffle them to still guaranteed flip between worlds, or... they can lead anywhere. That's cool. Exclude minigames, skip the big bomb flower. Turn off trials. Makes Lowrule Castle trial door open both directions. This may require entering Lowrule Castle early via the crack. Limits the Bow of Light being somewhere in the castle. Weather Vane, so warp logic. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Alright. Gakizi. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one. I'd make a YAML for that. I'd maybe make one right now? Nah. Well... yeah, that's stupid. Shuffle the portraits and pendants. Require all 3 pendants to access the Master Sword. Castle requires all 7 dungeons. Turn that down to 5. Well, yeah, we do like 5 in vanilla. Nah, 5 in standard. Well, 4 in standard. Shuffle those, shuffle the super items. Let you use the lamp and net as weapons. Ensure at least 1 weapon in the shop. Don't shuffle the 9 eyes. Open cracks by default, but shuffle them cross-world. Exclude the minigames. Skip the bomb flowers. Turn off trials. CSMC. And we'll export that to... let's make a new folder called YAMLs. Cool. I don't do a link to the past. I don't know what a short hike is. Any Ape Escape. Latro, Banjo-Tooie, Battle for Bikini Bottom, which strongly tempted me, but I don't own Battle for Bikini Bottom, so... nope. Bomb Rush, Cyberpunk, Funk, sorry. Castlevania Circle of the Moon, 64, Dawn of Sorrow. Interestingly, not Soten. Celeste but open world, Celeste but 64. Choo Choo Charles. I'm curious what Civ 6's options are. If enabled, losing any unit triggers the death link. This honestly doesn't sound that fun. Cuphead. Doom 93, because of course it's here. 3 different Dark Souls games. Diddy Kong Racing, Digimon World, the original. What is Digimon World? Hold on. I'm curious. Is that the one I think it is? That's the original one on PS... That's the original one on PS1. Yeah, that's the one that is especially painful to play. Mostly just by virtue of the fact that, it expects you to, like, play it like it's a, Tamagotchi. Donkey Kong 64, which is awful because the developers of this continue to constantly push new updates. Well, I guess if you're just randomizing one seed and being done, it's not so bad. It's if you have to, like, if you're doing, like, permadeath and you keep having to re-randomize it, that it's awful. All the DKC games. I've never played a DKC. I feel like I should change that. I've also never played Factorio, even though I feel like that's a game I'd like. FF1, FF4, Mystic Quest, Tactics. That's an SFW game. I'm not making a thing for that here. Getting over it with Bennett Foddy. Hitman, World of Assassination. Oh, here comes Nico's here. Neat. More NSFW games. Ah, KH2. Here's one that we do need to make. Let's do Chaos KF. Alright, progression bouncing. Always 50. Accessibility, full, always. Level depth, level 50. You don't want to set that to 99. EXP multipliers. I don't know how much they really want that changed, so I'll just go with the default. Movement. All of your progressive movements you start with, just one is fine. So you start with every movement skill, but it's only level 1. Out of random progressive movement you start with, put anti-form in the pool. What is the promise charm? I know what anti-form does. I'm tempted to turn that on. Ah, okay. Promise Charm lets you skip the world that never was. Yeah, we're not going to randomize that. That seems kind of useful. Anti-form, though, we'll put in the pool for fun. Goal. Find the 3 proofs to open the final door. Find the required amount of lucky emblems. Find the required bounties. That basically means beat these bosses. Or lucky emblem and hitless. Find the required number of lucky emblems and bounties. I want to go with the 3 proofs. And then, do you want to have to fight Final Xemnas after you conclude your goal? I think so. Some of these I'm going to remove the final boss from. KH2 is not going to be one of them. SA2, however, will be one of them. Emblems are irrelevant, bounties are irrelevant. Minimum stats, maximum stats. Start with your weapon slots hinted. Yeah. So, level of logic used to determine which worlds are considered beatable. Easy, normal, or hard. Basically, normal is, are you okay with using only some of your tools? Yeah. I don't know what this means for final form logic, so I'm going to turn it off. Have auto form levels be in logic? No. do randomize the stats of of Dolan and Gooby. Lock both the first and second visits. Not enable super bosses. I'm gonna turn on the normal cups. Don't turn on Atlantica. Turn on Cavern of Remembrance skip. Okay, then we'll export that into the players folder. Kirby 64, the game that we aren't doing, but we'll go ahead and generate one anyway. Just in case, you know? If one of these doesn't start working, we have Kirby 64 that we can then slot in as a backup. Balance progression, full accessibility, goal speed. We'll make that fast. No, we're not gonna randomize literally every possible combination of powers. That would be awful. Go ahead and shuffle stages. That'd be funny. Bosses require a random amount of crystal shards. For sure. Put 50 shards in the pool. Would require, let's say, 40%? Well, no, because every 10% you take off is 5 crystals. So if I want to say, put 50 in the pool, but you require 30? Yeah, 20 would be... Yeah, okay, yeah, 20. And convert. So we're doing a high number of those. Let's say 33% of additional crystal shards become nonsense. Kirby flavor. Alright, do you want your Kirby to be bubblegum flavor or cherry flavor? Carbon flavor. Edu flavor. Susie flavor. Oh, gotta go with Marie. Alright, put that in my random YAMLs folder. Just name it K64. Lego Star Wars. LADX Beta. Luigi's Mansion 1. Turning on who's portrait ghosts, lighting up rooms. Literally the act of entering a room. Every grass patch. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. Wow. Even cosmetics. Press A to Mario. Let everyone know you're looking for Mario in the client. Spookiness. That's neat. Some of these I still would like to generate YAMLs for, but let's put our foot on the gas here a little bit, huh? Like Luigi's Mansion 64. Yeah, let's go ahead and make our required ones here so we can start testing some of this stuff, huh? Chaos DD. Goal is to complete the All Cup Tour, which requires 10 trophies. Getting gold in the Grand Prix does give you a trophy. And we'll also add in an additional 5 trophies in other games. In fact, I'm going to up that to 15. Well... yeah. We'll make it 15 and 10. Only standard time trials, shuffle choruses. All Cup Tour will be 10 choruses. Don't shorten them. STD. Oh, I missed Majora's Mask. It's hidden there because this tab is so fucking big. Chaos MM. Accessibility, full logic difficulty, or normal logic difficulty. Acquire all 4 bosses. Well, actually, you know what? You can go to the moon at 50%, but Majora requires all 4. Start with the sword, start with the shield, start with soaring, start with the full 3 hearts. So yeah, starting with 12 heart quarters. Start with the maps. Shuffle the remains amongst themselves. Although actually, really put them anywhere. Make it so that you're not necessarily required to beat any bosses unless things are behind them. Don't shuffle skulls. Do shuffle shops. Don't shuffle scrubs. Do shuffle cows, because it's funny. Don't shuffle keys. Don't shuffle the curiosity shop. Don't shuffle the intro. Fast Death, Death Link. And I'm telling it to edit Link's tunic color. Let's see if it pulls anything up, huh? I'll give it a moment here while. Well, that's done. Let me, let's go through these 2 games on here, huh? On the extended site. The WoW one, based off 335A. It's very easy to find clients for, don't worry. You actually have to run your own local side server, though. Goal is to reach level X, where X is some multiple of 10. They recommend 10 or 20. I've seen people in the thread who do, like, up to level 30. But definitely once you go beyond that, it becomes maybe a bit much for, like... Even 30 is a bit much for, like, a group randomizer. Like, 20, I think, is the... 10, I think, is too short. Unless, like, you know, this is a massive one. But, like, 20... I think 20 is a good middle ground. Gives you that right amount of challenge, that right amount of need to unlock stuff. 30 is a bit too long, unless this is like a multi-world where, like, you know everybody is going to be, like, this is one where it's like, this is going to take a month, you know? You can hit 20 in about, you know, a week or 2 of play. Not everything is implemented yet, only certain races and classes are implemented. Checks are quests, levels, and spells from the trainer. You also will receive zone unlocks, level cap increases, spells, and filler. Start with the first 5 levels unlocked, and your starting zone. Important spells for a class. Hunter pets, druid forms. Set to appear early. Technical information, sure, whatever. How to play, how to launch, known issues. Current things not implemented, Death Knights. They'd like to implement, in part because they'd like to implement them as starting at level 1. The ability to start at, for instance, level 80, just run, or at level 60 and then run to 80. Profession randomization, weapon skill randomization, achievement randomization, world events, profession quests, heirlooms, blah blah blah. More traps. Complex stuff would be the ability to unlock additional race class combos, randomizing your racials, complete spell randomization, basically turning it into, like, oh fuck, what was it called? Ascension? I'm actually kind of surprised this isn't... I'm surprised nobody has done, like, a randomizer for Ascension. Don't tell Ascension, they'd probably do it and charge $10 for it. I don't think the Link Tunic color editor is opening. That's fine. Just export that. Players. Chaos MM. Alright, so that's our first 4. Next up. Hey look, Metroid Prime. That's already in Archipelago. I don't know why I felt like clicking on that. Minecraft. Minecraft. OT, Old School RuneScape, Peak. Actually, I'm curious, what are the settings for Peak? Goals to reach the peak. Ah, for various goals. Reach the peak, complete all the badges. Fuck you. Toss the ancient idol into the kiln's lava. Or reach the peak and collect the specified number of badges. Okay, the ascent required to complete the goal. So you have to complete it on ascent 4 normally. Required count for badges. Oh, it's a specified number of badges. Okay, that's not so bad. Aggressive stamina. Start with 25% and unlock 25% more with each upgrade. You can also go up to 200% if you click that. This is actually kind of a neat little setup, you know? I got some neat settings in here. Ring pickups are shared among all players. For peak, rings are stamina. Consuming food sends rings to other players. Deathlink can send just a random... Oh, when you receive a Deathlink, it kills a random player, or it sends you your last checkpoint. Traps. Beetle Horde. Scoutmaster. Applies spores over time. Spawns a mandrake on you. Spawns tumbleweeds. Hits you with a cactus ball. Attaches balloons. I assume 6 because that makes you fly. Spawns a tornado. Yeah, okay. Peak's Archipelago Randomizer thing actually does have some neat options in it. Both Paper Marios. There's Pokemon Crystal. Okay, so yeah, Crystal's goal is just beat the Elite Four. But, let's see. You can set it to red, but I'm just going to set it to the Elite Four for a reason that should come up here in a bit. Randomized starting town. Without excluding Kanto. The Elite Four requires badges. What's the other ones? Oh, gyms. So it requires 8 badges. Red requires the completion of all 16 gems. Mount Silver requires 16 badges. Radio Tower requires beating, let's say, 6 gyms. But Route 44 only requires 6 badges. Just for funsies. Turning on Vanilla Claire will cause her to refuse to give you the Rising Badge until you prove your worth. Yeah, no, we don't need all that busy work. Prove your worth. Route 32 requires the egg. Dark areas, yeah, that's fine. Victory Road is vanilla, there's no requirement. Kanto can logically be accessed upon achieving the ability to awaken Snorlax, hitting a certain number of badges, completing a certain number of gyms, or becoming champion. Well, becoming champion is bad because that's just the same as turning on Johto only, in our case. in our case, I think... Let's leave it at Wake Snorlax. That's the most logical way, because then you can just take Diglett's Cave. Gyarados does not require Whirlpool. Accessing Route 2, just through a ledge. That makes it easier to get into Kanto. That's the whole point here. Route 3, no requirement. Yeah, keep access as vanilla. Moves the cut requirement in Ilex. More ability to get places, always good. Underground pass between Route 7 and 8 in Kanto. Yes, add that back in. Okay, so basically the idea is your starting position is randomized. You need 8 badges. And once you have 6... Well, actually, you know what? If moving around the Snorlax is required... Let's make the radio tower 6 badges, and Route 44 is 6 gyms. Flip that around. Actually, fuck it. Just make them both. Make them both badges. It's just easier that way. Badges are just straight up in the pool. Don't shuffle hidden items. Require the item finder for invisible items by logic. Fill the pool as normal. Shuffles the Pokegear and the various cards for it into the pool. No thanks. Berry trees, no thanks. Requests. Nah. Puts your fly unlocks into the pool. Nah. Exclude locations required becoming champion when the goal is becoming champion. I'm going to turn that off. Just because I feel like that might fuck with Kanto. If it thinks you can't go to Kanto until after you've beaten the game. It's going to turn that. Also, for the love of God, don't turn on Grass Sanity. This warning, this option is dumb. It can add over 700 locations and over 700 useless filler items. Props are fine as they are. HMs. Percentage of Pokemon compatible with each HM. Let's say 25% of Pokemon are compatible with an HM. Unlocks all flying destinations when fly is obtained. No. Fly will be placed early in the game. Nah. Fly cheese is out of logic. Flash is required by logic. HM requirements. I think the Kanto equivalent badge counts as well. Again, mission objective is to ensure that you are still doing gym battles, even though the badges are randomized. close these right away, because this next section will be a beefy one. Randomize wilds. Ensure that all base forms are catchable. Randomize each encounter slot individually. Remove 1% encounters. Randomize static Pokemon. Randomize trades. Both. Randomize base stats, but keep their total. Randomize types, but they will follow through evolution lines. Evolutions should always match a type. Avoid convergent evolutions where possible. Don't fuck with breeding. Randomize starters to be... first stages that can evolve. Randomize learn sets, but everybody starts with 4 moves. Every move in a learn set has a 20% chance of being a stab. Don't randomize move values. Don't randomize move types, the type chart. Add in physical special split. Make TMs reusable. Randomize trainer parties, but have them be, completely random. Keep their levels vanilla. Don't enable Dex Sanity. Let's not randomize trainers. Static Pokemon can be logically required. Each gym beaten puts 8... We'll say each gym beaten puts 10 levels into logic. Breeding is logical only with Ditto. Put on Deathlink. Better Marts. Level scaling based on the number of spheres deep access to a location is. Color palettes matching a Pokemon type. Shuffle the music. Not going to enable mischief. Okay. That's the longest fucking YAML to make, by the way. That one took me like 2 hours to make when I had to manually edit it. Which is why I'm very happy this is here. Chaos Pokemon. Plenty of Pokemon. Raft is here. It only lists 2, but there are, it said 3 Resident Evil games. I assume that's because Resident Evil 1 is a different title. SMC3. Saving Princess. Is that Save the Princess? No. Sea of Thieves. Technically own that, but I own it on Windows, so wah wah. Skyward Swords, they inspire, SA2B. Deathlink. Goal is a Chaos Emerald hunt. Where it cuts off, but essentially Chaos Emerald hunt is get the 7 Chaos Emeralds and then beat Green Hill Zone. Not beat Final Hazard, beat Green Hill Zone. Shuffle boss rush. Same bosses appear, but in different amounts. Required rank for a check is E. 180 emblems max. Ring loss is classic. Otherwise, the Deathlink becomes too easy. Don't shuffle mission order. If Cannon's Core comes up, only require the first mission. Put in 3 level gates. Even distribution. At low costs. Turn off Chow Keys. Turn off Golden Beetles. Chow isn't required. Well, might be. Put some traps in. Again, maybe like 10% of the junk is traps. We're going to turn off a couple of these that are particularly annoying. Exposition, cutscene, literature, Dusiazov. A couple of these. Turn off the minigame traps. These are just ridiculous and awful. Okay, turn off missions 3, 4, and 5. Actually, no, turn on mission 3. The Chow mission is fine. 4 and 5, however, are going bye-bye. Carts only require the first 2, though. Cannon's Core only requires the first mission. Aesthetics, we only have SA2B, so we can't randomize the music of SADX, but we can shuffle level music. Shuffle the voices to include Ruby lines, and we'll make Maria the narrator. Alright, Star Fox 64. Deathlink is on. Victory condition is to beat either of the final bosses. Have the DLC? Oh, yeah, SA2 plus battle. Yeah. I already have that on Steam too. But I need Sonic Adventure DX to randomize SADX music in. So yeah, Star Fox. Yeah, either final boss, shuffle the levels themselves. Always start with Corneria. Shuffle the medals that you get. They're very challenging. Once you know what you're doing, it's better to lower the requirement, which we will do. Accomplish sense complete. Sure. Randomize radio dialogue. Make the engine. Rainbow. Okay, yeah, here's where we're gonna lower up the default lives to 3. All of these are getting dropped to 100 unless 100 is impossible. If it's currently set to below 100, we're gonna change it to 50. Or if you're Fortuna, 25. Also, if you're Aquas, 75, because I fucking hate Aquas. Slur's already 100, so that goes down to 50. X goes down to 100. Zonus has an insanely high amount of things you can hit. The tank levels I'm going to drop to 75 as well. Sector C goes down to 50. Area 6. Be generous to put it at 125. SF64. Export. Last one. At least for this. Okay, so if I did that right and I go to Dolphin, that should give me... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, 7. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's supposed to only have 6 here. What's wrong? No, yeah, 7's correct. So there's my 7 games. Still more I could create, but we need to get started on the actual testing process. Okay. Generate! Generating for 7 players. Xenoblade X is in here, by the way. Just feel like that's worth pointing out. Yep, that's the Cage 2 and the Pokemon Crystal, which those need to be manually patched. The rest should all run directly through the client. Now, where is my details on running a local server? Host a game. Well, I don't want to host on the computer. I don't want to host over the internet. Alright, getting started guide. Running a multiplayer game, we have successfully done that. Hosting a server. Multidata will be outputted as a .archipelago. If the game was generated locally, a compressed folder will be put in output that will contain the archipelago spoiler log and any mod files that you need. A seed page will be created on the... Well, that's for hosting on the website. Hosting local. The .archipelago file may be extracted, and double-clicking it will open a server that hosts the multi-world locally. Alternatively, running the server and pointing it to the resulting file will also work. Okay. So, if that's correct, what I need to do is realize I have 2 different copies of that open and close them both and reopen one. Very good. We'll just create a folder for this right in the archipelago folder for Randomizer Chaos. Take that and put that in multiworld.gg's folder. Bammo. And... let me do this the other way around then. It's being picky with me. Let's just run server. Give it a moment. There we go. Select your multi-world data. It'll take a moment because I really need to reboot my computer after installing this much software onto it. Worst comes to worst, I can always just run it off my Windows computer on, like, the local network here. If, like, Linux doesn't like running it in a command shell. I could also just run it online. I just don't know if, like, will it eventually, like, crap out after long enough. Room servers shut down after 2 hours of inactivity, saving progress. By returning to the page, the room can be restarted. Multiple continue to be playing. If the link to the room is lost, you can find it on the user content page. The person who created the room becomes the owner, and as such as access to the console. Clearing cookies will remove access to the console, and there is no way to regain it. If the password was set when generating it, admin privileges may be gained by inputting the admin password. I mean, maybe I do just run it on. Maybe I do just run it on there then. You know? Maybe that's just the better option. I guess we can give it a try. What's the worst that could happen, right? Alright, host a game. And... upload the zip file. Seed was supposedly created at 3:53 a.m. I don't think so. Alright, there we go. Create a room. There we go. Hat in Time, Double Dash, KH2, MM Recomp, Crystal, SA2B, and Star Fox 64. Perfect. The room has a multi-world tracker enabled, which I can now capture on my 16:9 here. Whoa, look at that! Multiworld.gg. Look at that. Everyone's disconnected right now, of course, but... 1945 checks. Majority of which are in KH2. Least amount of which is SA2B with only 92. Okay. So, I guess let's just go down this list of games here, huh? Means it's time to turn off the background music and open up some video games. Let's just go down the list starting from number 1, A Hat in Time. We'll just kind of play it, get a check, and make sure it's reporting that that check is being sent. Looking for it on here. Hat in Time client. Opening in a new window. Multiworld.gg. Command. let's open up the game. It's launching, don't worry. So yeah, basically we're going to go into each game, get a check, make sure it's all sending correctly. Processing shaders. We probably won't get through every game today, just by virtue of the fact that, I'm going to... Some of these require more work to set up than others. Looks at you, Star Fox 64, that I'm still not entirely sure how to set you up. Just skip the shaders for now. Loading mod. Loading mod. That's a good sign that we're loading mods. It's funny when a game is old enough that it still opens up with a splash screen. Alright, there we go. Game. The game! Okay. Now I need to... Alright, should be connected. Assuming I did this correctly. Appear to be in Christmas mode. We most definitely appear to be in Christmas mode. I didn't know Christmas mode was a thing. Here we are. Oh yeah, winter event. Look at that. Oh, there you are. This is not the way I remember this going, which tells me I don't think I'm connected correctly. Well, that was a little bit laggy. Yeah, there's too much... Yeah, this doesn't seem right. I don't think I'm connected right now. Take me back to the main menu. Something's not right. I might need a different mod. That's the Archipelago mod. I don't care how many ads you've blocked. Shush. Just take me to multiworld.gg. Set up guides for a hat in time. Oh, it's I'm not playing on the right version. That's why. I need to be playing on the TCP link version. That would do it. TCP link. There we go. That would do it. I was like, something's not right here. Come on, update for me. See, this is why we're spending today kind of testing this. Only going for like 1 check per game. It'll give us the plentiful information that we desire. Well, while it updates, I see I've got all the required files right here, so... Just go ahead and download that, go ahead and download that WoW AP World quick while we're here, huh? Have that on hand for future potential use. It's the files, and then I need the AP World. And then the YAML. P-World files. There we go. Save the YAML. And just like that, hat and type is done updating. Good. Alright, let's just skip the shaders again. That's right. Almost forgot. And we gotta load mods again. Alright, there we go. Reconnect you in a second. I should make that also sit a little nicer. So it's actually at 1920 by 1080 now. Instead of that weird bastardized size it was. Never mind, it still sits funny. Like a weird 36 pixels at the bottom. I don't know what I just moved. Okay, so now if we've done it right, yeah. Okay, there we go. Connected to the AP client. Which also means we're not in Christmas mode, unfortunately. Spawn another one. Oh no, I've been caught! Okay, so that should have sent. So yeah, Chaos Pokemon Soft Sand is at Toilet of Doom, Yarn is at Queen Vanessa's Manor, Emblem is at Mail Delivery. I found a Yarn. There we go. Set Mysterious Abyss to Chaos, page 2.
I hear there's money to be made in the rain.
Sent the Silver Rupee to MM.
What's chicken? Just spin it.
You'll come with me. What?
Don't mind me, just, you know, catching people's souls and paintings.
Come with me.
And then burning them. You know, normal things. There's nothing weird happening here. I don't have access to that yet.
Don't feel giving bodies to any upset spirits, kid. These dwellers are so hard to talk to. Maybe you could break the ice with them, friend.
Fatal Crest.
Hi there, you.
The bomb for Toadette. Heart Peas. Aegis Chain. Nothing! Ether, Goofy Auto Heal, and Magnet Element.
I'll borrow you real quick. You'll come with me. Thank you! Bang! Bang! Bang!
normal. That's Vanessa's manor. Vanessa's manor was the one I wanted. Let's get more yard.
Dwellers are so giving bodies to any upset spirits.
Oh, the Goron mask! Well, hell yeah. Alright.
Maybe you could bring
And I found 25 pounds for doing that. Alright, so we know Hat in Time works. We did more than one check, but it's fine. We did one level. Famous hat. Alright, so that game we know works. We can disconnect that client. And that also means we have now achieved seven out of 226 checks. Good job. We are 0.36% complete. Alright, next one is Double Dash, which I'm going to pass on that one for the moment because I tried opening Dolphin earlier and it was giving me fits. I think I need to restart my computer before I can do Double Dash. KH2 is going to require some setup, so we'll skip that for now. Recomp, however, we can do. I've got that right here. Majora's Mask Setup Guide. Download any mods or texture packs you want from Thunderstore. You know what? Sure, we can see what mod packs are available. Why not? I don't know why my monitor is like 36 pixels off max suddenly. It's very weird. World ablaze. There's fire everywhere. There's random fires everywhere. Who knows where they came from? Use anything as giant. So now you could be, you know, giant masks. And actually, makes sense because as long as I see that I received the Goron mask, I know it's connected. Genius, actually. Makes it rain more places on day 2. I actually kind of like that one. Sure, I'll save that. Digiluna's player models. Mobile banking. Oh, music randomizer. Hell yeah. Absolutely, I will add that to my experience. Kidding? Player model manager. Heck yeah. Also then requires some doohickeys. Very neat. Guess what we're doing this weekend? Go ahead and turn back on to bed music. Oh. Arrow cycling, that's nice. We'll go ahead and add that. Yeah, this is all older stuff then. Cool. Well, we added a couple. All right. Put 16 by 9 back on here. Or recomp. All right, mods. Install some. Downloads. Sort by date. That's not a valid install. Objects. Hazmat. Player mod manager. Music randomizer. And more rain. Okay, start. Oops, music mod is missing something. Where's the music randomizer? It's here somewhere, I know. There you are, music randomizer. Wait a minute. MageMod's audio API. Is that more song utils? Must be. But I have all those. Well, you know what? To make this work, we'll just have to turn that off for now. Is a multi-world using Multiworld GG. Chaos MM. All right. Successfully connected. I immediately see 99 rupees, which is a good sign. And Goron mask. Easily be able to check what's up here. Okay, and if we did that right, then if I go to our thing, Chaos MM sent Red Rupee to Chaos MM. Good, this one works. There we go. Look at that beautiful map. We can actually just cycle reset, I just realized. It would have the same effect. I suppose I could just use the fucking... I was saying it's using the controller for this. I could just use fucking keyboard. Or mouse, more specifically. Okay, very good. Now I just need to figure out how to actually install those, but that is a problem for another time, because we have confirmed recomp is working. Alright, so that makes 2 working games for sure. Let's see, do I have SA2B installed right now? No. Let's change that. Time we out here? Yeah, we still got time. Good. Yeah, I was gonna say, this isn't gonna take long. It's already at 99%. There you go. Alright. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's gonna be a pain. I need... Archipelago, actually, to look up how to set this one up, because this one's setup files are only on there for some reason. I assume because it was made by the devs of Archipelago, you know. So SA2 Battle, Steam Store page, SA Mod Manager. Is that available on Discover for me, or am I just gonna have to suffer? Looks like I might just have to suffer. Ooh, I might actually have to suffer. Holy shit, that might only be available on Windows. That one I might have to run through my Windows computer. We'll see. Yeah, it's an exe file, alright. Hold on, we might be able to run it right through Proton. Hold on. This might not suck as much as I thought. Wants me to install .NET. Truly, we are living through a moment here. Sonic Adventure 2. Go install that. Okay, that is now installed. An SA Mod Manager now. Perfect. All right, and then we need the Archipelago Randomizer mod. Turn up, extract it to my downloads. Add a mod. From downloads. Sort by date. Archipelago mod. Turn it up. Turn it on. Save and play. The following mods did not load correctly. SAB2 Archipelago.
File select.
All right, let's try that again. You're gonna play nice now? Well, it's gonna take a moment to start now, is what? It's trying to load something. It's not telling me to... It's saying it's running, so... Alright, let's try it a different way. Module not found. Let's consult the installation guide, huh? SA2B Archipelago folder. Oh, I see. Okay. You want me to run DLL first. Okay, there we go. Opens and closes. Make sure it's listed and enabled. Configure mod. Oh, okay, there we go. That's why. Now we paste the link to the game. Yeah, I wish it was easier to do like a solo multi-world. SA2B. Save. Okay, now it should work. Yep, now it works. Okay. To be fair, I tested none of this ahead of time, as is typical for me, so that's why we're here. This is literally just about testing it to make sure it works. For instance, it doesn't like my controller.
File select.
Why it doesn't like my controller, I couldn't tell you. I can just tell you that it doesn't like my controller. What if it needs to be manually connected? That'd be weird, but... And now it crashed. Yeah, it doesn't register my controller. So that's a mighty big problem. If it can't register my controller, I can't really play it. I mean, I can, but it'll suck. Oh, well, that caused my Steam to restart for some reason, so that's interesting. I guess let's try jiggering around with Proton settings. Steam input fuckery may be needed. Yeah. Hopefully just launching it through Steam instead of through the mod manager will fix everything. But, like, then it just comes up as running and nothing actually opens. Okay, controller input is not working. Run launcher.exe, which should be in the same folder as your install. Select player and reselect controller for input 1. Okay. So I need to go to browse local files. Run the launcher. Player, controller 1, gamepad, save settings and launch. The background just changed, by the way.
File select.
Yeah, okay. Now we have controls. Okay. It's way too loud, though. Let me turn down the audio.
Looks like you can change many things.
I can't actually turn it down. That's...
Select a stage.
Huh, that seems a little broken. Well, it does say I'm connected, though. Maybe I need to unlock it? Let's run it actually through the fancy launcher here.
File select.
What is this?
Okay, now it's working. Oh, why not?
There's an emergency message from the Space Bureau. They are tracking the space colony's re-entry trajectory, and it seems to have reappeared in quadrant L1.
I'm ashamed to call myself a hunter. Shadow the Hedgehog.
God, I'm accustomed to these newer games where you can lock on to rails when you grind. You know,
There's an emergency message from the Space Bureau. They are tracking the space
well,
colony's
there's a death sent to everybody.
and it seems to
So
have
every time I
reappeared in
pick up a
quadrant
game now,
L1.
every character will die immediately.
I'm ashamed to call myself a hunter.
I'm gonna just not go that way.
I'm ashamed to call myself a hunter.
Oh, I missed it. Okay, it shows archipelago, but it is just itself.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's really, like, scary when you're a kid, but as an adult you realize once I just hold forward, there's nothing this thing can do to stop me.
I'm Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog!
Yes, you are. Send Spiny Shell for Mario.
What is this?
Alright, part of why I want to make sure I sent a check for everything is now everything that has a check sent, I know I have tested. So we've tested A Hat in Time, we've tested Majora's Mask, we've tested SA2B, we have 13 total checks done for 0.67%. Kids on YouTube know that one. But, for now though, it is that time where we get out of here for today. It's already been 2.5 hours. Look at that. And there's still more we could do. I have more YAMLs I could build. But yeah, that's it for today. For today, though, not for the week, because we'll be back on Friday, same bat time, same bat station, with more Digimon Story Time Stranger. We're going to the Abyss area. And we're getting ultimate level Digimon. Let's go. Should be fun. And then Monday, more Pokemon Legends ZA, where This game is kind of reaching a breaking point for me. I'm at rank, I think, W. And if they don't give... I'm at, like, rank W or V. One of the two. But if they... Yeah, I think I'm at W, heading into V. If they don't give me something new for rank V, like new wild areas or, like, mega evolutions or something, I'm gonna start... This game's gonna start losing score for me. Because it's gone on long enough. I've kind of maxed out what I can do with the default area. It's time to give me more stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to start saying you don't have enough content. And then next week, Wednesday, we will start Randomizer Chaos in earnest. I'll probably hop into each of the other games here and just grab a check quick just to make sure they're all good. And then we will fly from there. Woo! But yeah, for today, that means it is time for... Da boy!